So some of y'all may be confused since the Verdansk we have now is the original. I'm just going to be talking about the mechanics that modern Warzone has that I feel are better than back in 2020. Or they were recently added. Let's go. Number 1. Ghost is not as overpowered. Warzone 1's perks featured all of Modern Warfare's. Some had changes to fit the Battle Royale gameplay and some were kept the same. Ghost stayed the same between the two and it was broken in both. You were invisible to UAVs no matter what, even if you were just camping in one spot. And this was a huge problem in both multiplayer and Battle Royale. Nowadays, not only does Ghost only work when you are moving, it is also countered by the Bird's Eye perk, which allows the Bird's Eye user to detect Ghost users in UAVs. I am glad that this change was made because it was frustrating in Warzone 1, trust me. And UAVs now cost $6,000, so it would be even worse. Number 2. 120 FOV for consoles. As a console player back in Warzone 1, I hated how I was at a disadvantage whenever I partied up with anyone on PC. Yeah, you could say we had aim assist, but that doesn't really mean anything when our FOV was so zoomed in. It was weird and I don't understand why it was like this, especially since Dead Silence increased the FOV from 60 to 80, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, now everyone has access to 120 FOV, and I'm glad. Even though I don't play console anymore, I still have friends who play on it, and it's definitely a good change. Number 3. Increase the zipline speed. Does anyone remember how slow the zipline speed was back then? And how you were locked into place until the animation finished? This was a nightmare, and I absolutely hated it. Look how long it takes me to get to the top. It was ridiculous. Nowadays, it's faster, and you can of course exit out of it at any time. This is one of those things that you don't really think about until someone mentions it, and you appreciate the changes that were made. Number 4. The Resurgence box. I don't really know what to call this, I think that's what it's called. This is a chest that resets itself after some time has passed from being open. It first appeared in Rebirth Island, but it was nowhere to be found in Verdansk, at least from what I remember. Having these boxes in Battle Royale allows people coming back from the Gulag to gear up in nearly every place. Someone's already looted up building you already landed on? Well, find a blue box and it won't be long until it reloads itself. Also, these contain cash, unlike the original Resurgence box, so it does help a bit with how scarce the money is. Number 5. Being able to pick up used field upgrades. I welcome this change. I use the trophy system every time I go into a vehicle, and sometimes my vehicle will take a lot of damage, and I don't feel comfortable using it anymore. So I'll just go and find a new vehicle, pick up my trophy system, place it onto the new vehicle, and I'm set. It's such a simple yet effective feature. Number 6. Not needing an amped perk when using 2 primary weapons. If you weren't using amped but your loadout had overkill, then I consider you to be a psycho. This amped perk would allow you to switch weapons faster, which really made it a crutch when using overkill. Now, it's not even in the game since your character will switch weapons fast normally. This allows you to be more free with what perks you want to equip, and it also helps when you don't even have your loadout. You can pick up 2 primaries from the ground and you will be able to switch weapons faster just as fast as you would with your loadout guns. I am all for this change. Number 7. This is a short one, but speaking of overkill, it's now a wild card instead of a regular perk. Similarly to what I said about the amped perk, overkill no longer being a regular perk allows for us players to be more free with what perks we choose. It's just a nice quality of life change. Number 8. Proximity chat. Easily one of the best features MW2 Warzone brought to the game. It is cool to just be able to talk to the enemy. It allows for us to be chill, trash talk the hell out of each other, or even trick the enemy.
Oh crap, I fell on the floor. I'm on the ground. Yo.
I did the same thing.
How the hell do I take fall damage from that? I'm dead. I'm gonna die. I'm on the floor.
Where are they? Are you good? Why am I still sliding?
No
You got
way!
him?
No way that worked!
Oh!
No way that worked!
Whatever it is always fun to use. It really adds to the social aspect of Call of Duty, and man is it an awesome feature. Although I do have to say that it is annoying how you can get banned for saying the simplest of swears. Yeah, they gotta chill out on that. Number 9. Firing range. Now this isn't technically part of Verdansk, but I wanted to mention it since it is very good for testing out guns. You can check the ADS speed to see if it's good for you, or test out the recoil. No longer do you have to load into a match of Plunder to test it out or load into a multiplayer match. It's also great since it loads in very fast. Number 10. Casual mode. This is how you keep your players hooked, a casual mode. Now to be fair to the original Warzone, it didn't really need this, at least before Cold War. I feel like after that, the skill of the average player increased by a lot, making it harder for newbies or even people who just want to play casually to have a chance at winning. This mode not only appeals to the casuals and new players, it also allows for higher level players to just chill, or you can be like me and just goof off with a car. You may even want to test out other guns or use older guns that have fallen from the meta. There's so much that this casual mode brings, and it is such a great addition. Number 11, slide canceling feels smoother. I love the engine in MW 2019. I think that it should have been the engine for Warzone, and so do you guys. The only part that I felt was a bit weird was the slide canceling. It didn't feel polished, though I can't blame the developers since slide canceling wasn't even intended to be a thing. It was an exploit, and a popular one at that. MW3 and Black Ops 6 made it into a fleshed out feature, and while I can understand why the community dislikes the Omni movement, I think that the slide canceling is the best part of it. Number 12, the buy station no longer closes after buying back a teammate. Holy crap, this was annoying, especially if you were trying to buy back your whole team. This footage isn't the best representation since I only bought back one of my teammates, but you can see that the buy station menu closes after I bought him back. It was unnecessarily frustrating, but now you can easily buy all of your teammates back at once. And in this footage, I forgot about the redeploy all feature, but I was still able to quickly buy my squad back relatively quickly. If this was Warzone 1, I would have only been able to buy one teammate back before the enemies killed me. Number 13, being able to swim in the water. Now this might be seen as a bad thing since people could just camp in there, but I see it as sort of a clutch in some situations. Here I get downed by a sniper, so I crawl into the water and am able to self-revive. Would not have been able to do that in the original. Here's another one. I'm respawning from the gulag and my loadout is in the water. This is easily one of the best free loadout locations I've seen. I was able to get loadout safely, get some kills from the water, and get second place. I hate this game. Take a look at the circle. If this was Warzone 1, my loadout would have spawned on the land, and with 24 people alive, I definitely would not have been able to get it. I think people being able to swim in the water is a cool change from the original, and it also means I can do stupid stuff like this without dying. Number 14, inspecting weapons to see the attachments. Have you ever popped off with a gun and wanted to know what its attachments are? Well, this guy on Reddit did, and unfortunately he didn't know that you could inspect weapons to see the attachment it has. Luckily the top comment told him. This nice quality of life feature is really cool since you no longer have to just guess or ask the internet what the build of the gun is. And those are my top 14 changes in New Verdansk. Let me know if you guys have some changes that you think are really good. Alright, I'll see you on the next one.